Hey guys, I'm Rita and this is Maria. Welcome back to the Health Revolution 12-week program. We are back in the kitchen, not in the gym, thank goodness. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about how Maria and I prepare and think about meals such as lunch and dinner. So Maria, why don't you start by telling me what are the main things you think about or what excites you about lunch and dinner? How do you think about what you're going to prepare for you and your family?
I'm a foodie like most people, so I love food and I love thinking about food and I love planning for food. So I will think in a way that it gives me health, it gives me joy, and also I want to dope my gut microbiota. I want to help the good guys in the guts, and I want to actually impede the bad guys from doing their job. And the best way to do that is taram.
Looks so
the
good.
Rainbow.
It's a rainbow.
It's a rainbow. So everything going from the blues and purples into the reds, oranges, yellows, and then to the greens. All of these different colors are different principles of polyphenols and fibers, and they are the best food ever for your beneficial gut microbiota. And why is that so important? Because they give you health, all sorts of health, and they kind of lower the risk of disease. So I will begin by actually thinking about what vegetable am I going to have today. What do you think about?
I love that, and I actually think first protein. So I start kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum and then add in my veggies. But I mean, we have so many beautiful types of protein here. I'm gonna just share a few with everyone. This is probably one of my favorites. I'm Canadian, we have great Canadian salmon. You're Nordic, you guys have great salmon too, but salmon is such a beautiful protein because of all the omegas. So it has naturally occurring fats. I remember somebody once told me when you eat salmon, the next day your skin glows. And I truly feel that, you know, it gives back the fat in your skin and that suppleness. And the taste is amazing. And you can do this with dill, you can do it on the grill, you can poach it, you can do it you can sear it. It's such a versatile fish.
Yeah.
Right, so this is one of my favorite types of protein.
How much protein should you have?
Yeah, great question. I like to pack my protein on my plate first, and I like to take a palm. So instead of saying how many grams, I like to look at the palm of my hand. So that should be about the serving size. The serving size of your protein should be about the palm of your hand, from your wrist to the tip of your finger. It's a really great visual reminder as how you should eat your protein. So we have some halloumi here, some goat feta. These are both really great vegetarian options of getting that protein in. Of course, tempeh, tofu, if you are vegan, are other great options. If you're stuck on time, there's many days it's like Thursday, I haven't gone groceries, I don't have fresh chicken or fresh turkey or anything like that. It's great to keep things in the pantry so that you're not grabbing the pizza and the takeout. So it's really great to have something like canned tuna, canned sardines, canned herring like we have here, which is so typical here in Sweden. In Canada, we use canned mussels and canned tuna very often. And you can use this with a beautiful avocado on the side to add some fat. You can add some colorful vegetables, some sprouts. I mean, protein is so important. Number one, it's the macronutrient that's gonna keep you satiated, AKA fuller, longer. So instead of thinking about, oh, we're gonna have pasta for dinner, why not we're going to have chicken, we're gonna have fish, and then on the side, we'll have maybe a little bit of that pasta instead of the typical way people think is the other way around.
Yeah, the big
what do you
portion
think?
of pasta.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important because the protein also lowers the glycemic index of anything you eat with it. So not having protein with your pasta will make the glycemic index go sky high, higher blood sugar, higher insulin, higher inflammation, higher risk of disease. And before that, you're just gonna be tired, puffy, and inflamed.
Yeah.
And not feel great.
Not good.
Yeah. So what do you have? What kind of carbs?
Yeah,
do we have
so
here?
I'm gonna give these to you. So when you think of your plate, you think protein, you think veggies, and the last thing you should be thinking about are carbs.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think, oh no, we can't have carbs. Carbs are bad. Carbs are great. It's a source of energy as long as you time them right and use the right kind. So this is a beautiful black rice, a wild rice. Rice is a beautiful option. It's not man-made, there's no gluten, it's just from the earth. And then Maria, what do you have here?
I've got a gluten mix, and this also has amaranth, and they are all the non-gluten carbohydrates. And carbohydrates like this are perfect because they're high in protein, they are high in fiber, and protein and fiber means lower glycemic index. And one of the most important anti-inflammatory principles, keep the blood sugar low, keep it steady.
One of my other favorite ones, and we use these a lot, sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
What do you call them here? Swedes? No?
Sötpotatis.
Oh, that's what they call them.
Sötpotatis.
Okay. So
in Spanish?
Patata dulce or batata, with a B. And these are great to roast, to boil. We do like a French fry in the oven. The kids love these. So these are really great. And there's nothing wrong with a potato. Potatoes are great too. This has a little bit more nutrients, so they're a little bit more nutrient dense. I love sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Really great way to get in your carbohydrates into your meal.
Yeah.
Right?
And they are actually anti-inflammatory. The orange color is the same family that brings kind of the orange color here to the carrots.
So good for your skin.
Yeah, good for your skin and anti-inflammatory.
Which
so
is
it's great.
what we're all about. So if you were to look at a typical lunch, you could throw a bunch of these veggies together, make a beautiful salad, throw some of that heron on top, and then sprinkle some seeds and put some beautiful extra virgin olive oil and Maria's other little trick, vinegar, right?
So,
Talk to us about vinegar.
Yeah, so it's very interesting with vinegar because we've talked about how keeping your blood sugar levels low are so important. If you add vinegar to any meal, means the blood sugar levels do not spike as much. It's called the French trick. You know how French people will
They're
have
very
a little,
smart.
Yeah, have a little vinaigrette salad before they eat. French people eat a lot, but do not have as high incidences of obesity, of heart disease, etc. This little bugger does the trick.
I thought it was the champagne.
I thought it was the champagne. I also have another little friend, my happy paradise. It's the spice paradise. And if we ever get the chance to travel again after COVID or just go to another city, have a look in the ethnic shops at interesting spices.
What's this? This smells great.
This is, I actually have bought it in Africa and I have a store of this. So this is like a tandoori which has turmeric in it.
Love it.
This is interesting. It actually has bark in it and that has polyphenols
That's interesting.
too. This is thyme, which is fantastic, has been known since ancient times to be a medicinal herb, and this is rosé pepper. So it's interesting because a lot of people think about spices as something that is just an add-on, but this is your pharmacy. Add many spices and many different spices in a meal and find ways of combining them. So thyme here is a very happy little friend to tomatoes and to garlic. That's like a little family. And, you know, the turmeric will go very well with coriander and with cumin, etc. So finding a way and exploring cookbooks and using these, because these are anti-inflammatory polyphenols. This is your apothecary, this is your pharmacy, natural pharmacy.
And then they make everything taste good.
Yeah, exactly. So you're having fun too when you're cooking.
Yeah. I mean, our whole goal today is to show you that eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. I think people think they have to eat like chicken and asparagus and cottage cheese and that's it.
Yeah.
Really, what we're trying to show you is be creative in your kitchen, get excited about cooking again, get out with your family to the markets, the farmers markets, and take experiments, take risks in the kitchen, because you're gonna really have fun, right?
Yeah, and cook stuff, like look for recipes that are original from cultures that are great. Like if you look for the Middle Eastern recipes, a lot of them are around vegetables, and you're very attached to the both Italian and Spanish cultures.
I am.
Great. You made a paella for us yesterday.
I made a beautiful paella, which is such, you know, all of the flavors, and then you have the protein in the meats, and then you have the vegetables all in there, and then you add your carbohydrate, which is the rice. It's a perfectly balanced meal that is so very healthy. So don't be afraid to experiment in the kitchen, have fun, have your vegetables, and cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. See you next time.